When I was a little child, I always looked up to the sky to see the airplanes. Becoming a pilot was always the biggest dream in my life, so I flew to Berlin in February this year to join the Pilotexpo. I met so many nice people there, got new informations and had the opportunity to take an interview with one of my biggest idols. This day was full of new experience that I can't just tell you about it, so welcome to the video about my trip to Berlin.
So we're at the Pilotexpo right now in Berlin, and today we will meet one of the most famous pilots in the world. His name is Flywithcaptainjoe. He has 900,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he will answer your questions now. Enjoy. So today here is Joe with us, and hi, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
Glad to be here. And yes, me and my community prepared some questions for you, and now we ask some questions.
Go ahead.
So when did you start your journey as a pilot, and how was the takeoff?
Alright, that's funny. The first takeoff was roughly at the age of 14. I was in a little biplane, a Christian Eagle. Actually, the pilot flying was sitting behind me, and I was in the passenger seat in the front of the plane. And we just sort of rotated up into the sky, and literally a couple of seconds later he said, "Hey Joe, you want to take control?" And I had this little stick in between my legs, and from that point on, it's just, you know, it gets from the little control into your, I want to say heart, but it's you get a passion for it, and it was a lot of fun, especially that flight, because we did a lot of like barrel rolls, really slow, a little like a loop, and it was amazing. I really loved it, and the feeling when, especially in the Christian Eagle, you have these little windows at the bottom. They help you for landing, and it was so cool to see how the ground just, you know, get further away. It's really cool. Yeah.
Okay, so I know how it feels. So I got a very similar moment last year. So I had my first flight on a glider.
Yeah?
Yes, okay. Let's get to the second question. Let me have a look. Now imagine you've just finished school and you really want to become a pilot.
Yeah.
What way would you go? So what would you do?
Yeah. In terms of that, okay, nowadays you finish school at the age of 17, 18, you're really young, right? In terms of becoming a pilot, I would recommend that you first of all find a flight school just to do a practice flight, just to see if you actually enjoy it. You know, a lot of people have this glamorous image of pilots just walking around the terminal and all that kind of things. It's not all like that, right? So get a feel for if you actually like flying, because that's going to be your primary job. You know, take an instructor flight around, I don't know, your area, 2 hours or something, and get a feel for the whole thing. And once, if you really then like it, I would personally reach out to cadet programs which pay your flight training first, okay? If you fail maybe the assessment, then look out for something new. Maybe then go, you know, in terms of a private school, look at private schools. But here again, when it comes to private schools, listen to what the flight students say, not necessarily the owner of the company, because the owner of the company, he wants your money. The flight students, talk to them, because they can give you advice if the flight school is any good. You know, they know friends from other flight schools, and they get feedback from that flight school. So that's how you want to address the whole situation. But don't necessarily go to the CEO of the company, because he's very happy to welcome you in his company, but because of your money. Okay. Okay, good.
Yes,
yeah,
that's
so be
true.
careful about that.
Yes. Okay. Now the third question. So when you made your pilot license, what was your best way or tip to keep motivated all the time?
All the time? I know, there's sometimes you really have a dip in flight school because it is very, very demanding. I like to use the reference drinking from a fire hose because there's such a flood of information on you in such a short time. Staying motivated, I think sometimes you need a break from it. You know, step out a little bit, maybe take a day off or two, meet your family. Do not involve any flying, don't look at airplanes, nothing. Just separate yourself a little bit, take a step back from it all because I know it's very overwhelming. And then, you know, regain some energy and go back into it. That is a tip of mine because I remember that I had a couple of days like that and I just said, oh, I need a break. And I just drove home, saw my family and friends, took a couple of days off, went to the cinema, just, you know, distracted my mind a little bit from flying, and then I got back into it. That's, I think, a key advice I would give you guys to get back to motivation.
Okay, you already said it's good to have a break sometimes, now it's the next question. Is it true that pilots have a lot of vacation?
I personally do. It very much depends on which airline you fly for, obviously. So choose wisely when it comes to that. Yes, I do have a lot of vacation. The company I work for now, I have 35 days per month. Per year. I spread them out through the entire year, and then I have another 9 to 11 days off anyways per roster, which is a lot of free time. I mean, I want to say I have nearly 14 days off each month, which is, it's great.
Okay, yes, that sounds nice. So what would you say if you had to describe the life as a pilot in 3 words?
In 3 words. With the company I'm flying for, amazing, adventurous, and I love it. It's
just love.
Just love. Yeah, okay. It's actually really difficult. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's definitely an adventurous job, and I really love it.
Okay.
I don't want to do anything else.
So that sounds great, of course. Yes. So before you flew for Cargolux, you were flying for Air Berlin.
Yeah.
Do you prefer flying passenger or cargo airplanes?
It's so funny. I get this question so many times. I'm actually preparing a presentation just about that question.
You already did a video about it.
I did a video about it as well. Yeah. Passenger is fun. I really enjoyed it, you know, picking up sunburned passengers from their holiday destinations or bringing passengers to their destination, to their deserved holiday destination. It was good fun, but I was missing the diversity a little bit. You know, it was A to B, A to B. It was, you know, with Cargolux now, the operation is so different. I mean, if I go on a trip sometimes with Cargolux, my suitcase is so big because I have to bring my winter jacket, but at the same time I have to bring my bathing shorts because the countries we fly to, the temperature changes are so big, and you know, I love the cargo flying for its diversity because you feel more as a pilot.
Okay, so that's a good point. And now at last, do you have a tip you can give to any future aviator?
Take your time. Just really don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. Really take your time. Whatever you do, do it slowly. And well, as I always keep saying, you know, a good pilot is always learning. If you want to have a career in aviation, be determined that you have the strength actually to pull through, be motivated long enough you always need to do something. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It is very diverse. You get to meet very interesting people. You get to see many, many different countries. But it's also challenging. Please do not be distracted by all this glamorous lifestyle. It is not always like that. Yes. it is a very challenging job. You have to really keep that in mind too. But it's for the times I have sacrificed sometimes in terms of I sometimes have to miss a holiday, a wedding I can't go to, but therefore I have many advantages again. You know, so it's how you play it. Okay.
So thank you very much and for being here today, and have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Lucas. I appreciate it. Okay.
After the Pilot Expo we went to the city for dinner, and afterwards we flew back to Stuttgart. It was an incredible day at Berlin. Thanks for watching the video, we hope you like it, and a big thanks to everyone who was involved in this day. Have a great time, bye.
So, the first question, wir können es dazu schneiden.
ride and see.